Hello everyone, this is BitcoinMeister, the BitcoinMeister, the DisruptMeister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. I try to post a new video here every day, so spread the word, retweet, do all those fun things. We're growing and I'm excited. Thanks to the person who sent me some Vcash. Sometimes people send me cryptocurrencies when I mention them, I guess, and I had mentioned Vcash the last couple days and talked about the ups and downs, and I wasn't specific about one thing. Their new feature is called ZeroSlot, so look that up. I haven't fully looked that up yet. It's supposed to be innovative and cool, and you can play around. It involves gambling, but it involves more than gambling. So let's see the innovation there. I have not checked out ZeroSlot yet. You should. Report back. Bitcoin, wow. I try to make these videos a little later now because it always seems like it goes up at nighttime. I'm glad I did it yesterday. So it's been hovering close to 780, like trying to break that 780 mark. And so the question is, this weekend, is it going to be like one of those weekends from the late spring of this year when we had these giant jumps and it breaks a barrier like 600, 700? Is it going to break that 800 barrier this weekend? I know we all hope so. I cannot be sure. I mean, there's a lot of bullish sentiment out there, and again, people are excited. A new year is coming. Clearly, people want to get into this new paradigm. Speaking of a new year coming, I'm sure people will be doing their predictions soon, and the usual doom and gloomers are doing their predictions all over the web, and they say the same thing every year. I have some predictions from last year we can review. Some were right, some were wrong. I'm not ashamed to say I'm wrong. Some of these guys, my God, they don't like to say they're wrong ever. So anyway, here's my first prediction of 27. There's not going to be World War III. Guess what? There's not going to be a World War III in 2017. But throughout 2017, and even before, in the predictions, the same fear porners, the same fear mongers will continue to talk about the upcoming war. And just war. And they said the same thing in 2016. They said the same thing in 2015. It goes on and on. I mean, you can look up Gerald Celente on the Greg Hunter show, and he's making the same predictions. And then I looked him up what he said last year. He was wrong last year. I mean, you get a couple things right, like gold will do better. I mean, like general things. But this war mentality, World War III is the biggest clickbait term out there, it seems like. I mean, it probably, who knows? It is just such clickbait, and people fall for it every time. People are addicted to such a mentality, a fear mentality. And I'm just here to say, no matter how bad life gets, life goes on. It doesn't stop under horrible conditions and just because you're worrying about something. I mean, when I was in Zimbabwe, there were huge bank lines, and life went on. People were still doing going on with their lives. Some people were trying to be innovative. Some people were going to Bitcoin conferences. Never, ever, ever let your worries get you stuck. And what these people out there, and Greg Hunter has a good show sometimes. But if you notice with Greg Hunter, he will always ask the guest about war, because he knows it's what gets him clicks. He knows it. He knows that people just get obsessed with it, and he's not doing anyone any favors because it just gets certain people get stuck in that mentality where they're just worrying all the time about something that isn't going to happen. There isn't going to be a World War III. You should worry about your money, yourself, things you can control, not what Putin and Trump are smoking or whatever, or something's going on in Syria. Don't worry about that, dude. Worry about your own money, because if you just obsess about that all day, watch the news, watch Greg Hunter post about, no, you fool, there's clearly going to be a World War III. You're just wasting your life away, and it's just sad. And I want people to be productive in 2017. So what I'm saying is the same doom and gloomers are going to keep predicting the same doom and gloom, and they're going to be wrong because there's a lot of positive things in life. And Bitcoin is one of those great positive things. And you might also notice that these same doom and gloomers never, ever promote Bitcoin, or at least not yet. And I'm not bold enough to say they're going to change their mind. Last year I said there'd be prominent precious metal people becoming Bitcoin fans. And guess what? Andy Hoffman was one of them, and there are probably some other ones also. And he's not he's not like these World War III talkers all the darn time. He believes in Bitcoin. He knows there's a future in life. My God. Anyway, speaking of politics and precious metals, Doug Casey has an interesting little video out where they try to almost like trick him into saying something good about Trump, because he did say he thought Trump had a chance to win. And I just love Doug Casey because he is of no political party. He doesn't get caught up in these sociopath games. And he just says, yeah, Trump will probably be a disaster. Just not as bad as a disaster as Hillary. I mean, he goes on with his life. So I will link to that show. It's just typical Doug Casey. I know I've alluded to Doug Casey many, many times, but I try to present that same attitude. Just like, screw these politicians, screw politics. Don't worry about it, man. Okay, going back to cryptocurrency, there is one very interesting thing. The Bitcoin dominance chart, Bitcoin is like up to 86% of the market now of all cryptocurrencies, of the market cap. It was down below 80%, and people were like celebrating like that was a big deal for their altcoins and everything. But Bitcoin's strong, man, 86%. I'm not saying it's going back to 90% or whatever, but the lesson is just, I see these shows like, which altcoin should I invest in? Dude, invest in Bitcoin. That's what you should be worried about. Because here, my final note is on Ethereum. Ethereum is now under 0.01 Bitcoin. And that was kind of unthinkable during its like ride to the top. And now that it's had all these issues, and we were talking about Ethereum Classic being 0.01 Bitcoin, which I got that one wrong, didn't I? Whoa, now. Hey, you never know, maybe. Anyway, I talked about there being parity eventually between Ethereum Classic and Ethereum. Yeah, we might have parity. They might both be worth like 10 cents one day or so. I mean, the way things are going. Again, I'm not telling anyone to get into any of these altcoins, okay? I mean, just beware is what I'm saying. But this is a big number. There are people out there who thought that Ethereum Classic was being artificially, Ethereum was being artificially kept above 0.01. I know Chris Ellis said that on the Bitcoin group show last week. I don't know if he said it exactly like that. I don't want to put words in his mouth. But the point is that Ethereum is below 0.01 Bitcoin. Anyway, I do like the anonymous coins again. I'm not making financial predictions about Monero or anything like that, but they interest me. I should say that, I guess, as a caveat. All right, I'm Adam Meister, BitcoinMeister. Talk to you later.